Hey friends, this is a demo of the DanceAutomator module in a simple SDK scene. It also makes use of the location sensor module that I have to trigger the dance automation. But the automation, the DanceAutomator comes with a little button. By default, it's on. And when you press it, the avatar will begin dancing and randomly go through a sequence of the dance moves. If you move a little bit, it stops animating it for the duration of the animation that it was doing when you moved. If you hit stop, it stops at the end of the animation it's doing. However, if you move after hitting stop, like this, and then you move, it stops and it does not resume. You can also hook it up to be triggered by buttons, like this button here, and stop. And again, it stops at the end of the current animation unless you move, in which case it stops right away. And then I have two instances of the location sensor, which is just a cuboid defined in space. You can make it visible. I've made it visible in the scene, but this button shows you can make it invisible. It has two color schemes, one for when you're not standing it and one for when you are standing in it. And stepping into it in this scene makes it begin animating the avatar. Now you notice there's a delay here. It's just a bug in the current code, and I just haven't been able to figure it out yet. But it plays one silent animation first when you first enter the zone, and then it proceeds to play a series of animations, and does that just fine. Notice that the location sensor has a height to it, and if you actually jump out of the thing, it exits the location sensor because you jump higher than its three-dimensional space. But when you land back down in again, it will resume again after a delay. And then if you walk out, it stops animating. It will not restart because it's actually stopped, and you're walking. Oh well. Oh, I see. I'm not. It still shows the color of my being in there. There's a secondary bug that the distance from the thing to make it stop is kind of strangely, maybe the height of your avatar or something like that. Another thing that I just haven't quite figured out yet. But once you've stepped out of it, and you can see that you stepped out of it because it turned from yellow to gray, or transparent gray, semi-transparent gray, then it stops. Again, after a delay, it should start dancing. And if you move far enough that it turns gray, then it'll stop dancing and stay stopped. So that's a demo of both the DanceAutomator and the location sensor. They're both modules that I'm happy to license for a reasonable cost to anybody that wants to use them in a scene. And just be in contact with me. The contact information is in the text below.